What's up, everybody? My name is Brian Urueña. I really hope you're doing well. Our today's topic is going to be discourse and intonation. I really hope you like it. And well, it is that you learn what discourse is, what is this whole idea about intonation when it comes to discourse, how do we use intonation in discourse, and why is it important to know about intonation and discourse. So, before starting, what I want you to do is to guess, or well, to provide some possible answers to 3 questions that I have. So let me read them for you. Okay? So the first one, what comes to your mind when you hear the word discourse? The second one, how can you relate the term discourse with intonation? And the third one, why is it important to know about intonation in discourse? Okay, so basically what I want you to do now is to pause the video. It is up to you if you want to make notes about the answers that you're going to provide. And at the end, you're going to realize if you were close to the answers that you gave or not. Okay, so please do it. Now that you have your answers, let's come up with the meaning of discourse. So, the term discourse refers to a stretch of meaningful language. So it is basically about using language in a meaningful way. So, a discourse approach to intonation examines how the stresses we make and the tone we employ when speaking relate our utterances to the surrounding language. Then, intonation can be used to present ideas and information within utterances, conversations, and monologues. So, basically, the idea out of this, or well, how do intonation relates with discourse, is just how people manage to speak in order to convey something. So for example, if we end a phrase or a sentence with a rising intonation, it's because there is some information that is missing, that we haven't completed what we want to convey. And if we finish with a falling intonation, it's because we just conveyed what we wanted to say, right? So the idea was complete. So for example, when it comes to listing, well, let's say I have potatoes, tomatoes, and bananas. As you can notice, potatoes and tomatoes went up in pronunciation, whereas bananas went down. So it meant that the sentence was complete, that I finished what I wanted to convey. For you to have it more clear, let's come up with some examples. So for you to know, the wider context of conversations is important, and we can see how the speaker's intonation indicates his/her interpretation of what is shared knowledge and what is not. Let me have it clear. So let's read the first example and pay attention to the pronunciation. When you get to the office, you'll see a tall man named Sean. Again, when you get to the office, you'll see a tall man named Shaw. So as you were able to notice, when I pronounced the word Sean, my pronunciation went down. Why? Because the word Sean is a new piece of information, and I was finishing my idea, because up to that was a complete idea. So I just finished with a falling intonation. Now let's read the other example. When you see Sean, give him this letter. Again, when you see Sean, give him this letter. So now the word Sean happened to be a shared knowledge, okay? And when I say Sean, my pronunciation went right because something was missing. There was not a complete idea there. So I completed the idea when I said the rest, okay? When you see Sean, give him this letter. Okay, so now let's put all of this into a topic, which is indirect questions. So, well, if you have clear what indirect questions are and how do we make them, you can stay in the video. But if you do not have any idea about it, I will provide a link of a video that you can watch so that you can learn what are indirect questions and how do we use them or how do we make them. Okay, so well, if you know, stay. If you do not, just play the video and then you can come back. Alright, so now that you have clear what indirect questions are and how do we use them, let's see how the pronunciation goes, or well, more than pronunciation, the intonation goes when it comes to those type of questions. Well, you have to have in mind that there are two types of questions: the yes/no questions or closed questions, and the other type of questions. The main idea about those is that when it comes to yes/no questions, the pronunciation, the intonation at the end goes up. It means that it finished with a rising intonation, whereas other type of questions finished with a falling intonation. It means that it's the pronunciation, or the intonation went down at the end, goes down at the end. So let's provide some examples. The first one: do you know where the bank is, please? Do you know where the bank is, please? Could you tell me where the post office is? Could you tell me where the post office is? As you can notice, the pronunciation at the end of both sentences are rising intonation. Now, let's read the others. Would you mind telling me how old you are? Would you mind telling me how old you are? Can you tell me if you like learning English? Can you tell me if you like learning English? Both of them went down at the end, so it means that they have a falling intonation at the end. So now this is time for you to practice. As you know how to make indirect questions and how the pronunciation goes, let's practice a little bit. That was everything for today. I hope you really enjoyed the video, that you liked it, and let's see each other next video. Bye bye.